Welcome once again. It's the Close the Deal Show with Terrence McGray. Welcome, San Francisco viewers. It's glad to be back and it's good to see you all. I get an opportunity to see so many people talking about the show in the city. It's an honor. Today, we're going to talk about relationship coach. And the reason why we're going to talk about relationship coach, because a lot of people always have problems in relationships. Hey, I even know my personal self, and ideally, we look for opportunities to find out new information so that we can improve in our relationship, whether it's with our family members, whether it's with our coworkers, whether it's with our spouse. But my guest today, I believe, is an expert, and I believe she can be of value to a company, to an organization, but most importantly, to an entrepreneur, because that's what she is as well. Someone that is pursuing a career in helping people make a difference in their life. She's uplifting them. She's empowering them. She's inspiring. And today's guest is Judy Brower. So please, San Francisco viewers, welcome Judy Brower.
Hi, San Francisco.
How are you, Julie?
I'm good, Terrence. Thanks.
It is truly a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's good to be here.
I'm so honored to have you.
Thanks.
A lot of times people, when they do business, they try to establish good relationships, and you being a coach, how do you define what a coach really is in relationships?
Well, first of all, Terrence, let me just share a little bit with the viewers about what coaching actually is in relation to some of the other roles you might be more familiar with. A therapist is going to bring their training and their techniques to help you break through the things that hold you back from your past so that you can live the life that you want to live. A mentor is going to bring their experience and their encouragement and suggestions. A consultant is going to bring their expertise and evaluate and make suggestions to how you can make your life more effective, your business more effective. As a coach, I bring my full person to the present of my client. And in this situation, this relationship, it's actually the client who's the expert. It's the client who has the experience. I haven't lived my client's life. I don't know what it feels like to be my client, so I don't actually know what it is that my client needs as well as they do and wants. So my job as a coach is asking questions that require my clients to take a moment and really look deep down inside of themselves for the answer. And when they pull those answers out, it gives us something to explore and understand and consider that causes clarity about who they are and what they really want out of life to rise to the surface. It's very fun to watch people uncover what was already there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, it is fun.
Could you explain to the San Francisco viewers, how have you been effective as a coach?
Well, I was just thinking when I was talking about a client that I was coaching recently, and she was frustrated because she had a coworker that drove her crazy because of his attitudes and his lifestyle. And every day she dreaded going to work because of this relationship. As I asked Krista to explore, oops, I said her name out loud. Oops,
it's okay.
All right. So as I asked her to explore what her truest desires were and values for herself at work, she began to have a shift in the way that she looked at this coworker. The fun part is the next day I got a text from her saying, I fell in love with my coworker last night. I had so much fun at work. Today I'm just walking on air.
Good, very good. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
That's something that a lot of people may not have even looked at the way you just explained it. So what is your ideal client?
Well, my ideal client, I specialize in relationship coaching because I love people, because I believe that everything is about people. People matter. Even when you're working with a product, it would have no value if it weren't for the people that the product is important to. And so relationships are the most significant part of life. And in order for someone to be truly effective, they have to have effective relationships with people. And that really matters to me because people matter. As a relationship coach, I have the opportunity to help people discover what it looks like to bring the best of who they are to the table in order to draw out the best of others. So my ideal client is someone who wants to be empowered in a relationship and or wants to empower others. I love the way that people have the power to empower people. And so when someone comes to me and they are willing and ready to take responsibility for what they're experiencing in a relationship and then choose the way that they want to relate according to what lines up with the deepest part of who they are. For instance, I had a client recently who was really angry and hurt. He felt violated by everyone in his office. And his coworkers were some of the most important people in his life. And his job was something that really lined up with his passions. And he was feeling so hurt and angry, and almost as if his only option was to walk away from the job and these important relationships. As we began to talk through the situation, he discovered that his frustration had arisen because his coworkers were violating one of his significant values. And then his frustration was causing him to be out of alignment with that very value that mattered to him. And when he considered the possibility of honoring his own value, as he sorted through this with his coworkers, clarity began to rise, and I saw him soften. As a result, he was able to have meaningful dialogue with his colleagues and resolve the conflict and continue to enjoy his working environment. The thing is, probably 6 months later, it became clear that it was time for him to move on. But when he left, he did so with his confidence and clarity and integrity and relationships intact.
That sounds real good because, you know, there's a lot of companies today here, not just in America, but all over the world, where there are people who are frustrated with their coworkers, but don't know how to tune within themselves to come to grips on how to deal with the situation to make the atmosphere within the work environment cohesive.
And we're tempted then to decide that we just need a new coworker, or we need a new working environment, or we need a new neighborhood, or we need a new partner, or we need a new landlord. That will solve our problems. But when we look inside and recognize that we have the power to create the kind of relationships that we want, we find ourselves empowered and energized about the potential that's ours.
So let me ask you this question. Let me give you a scenario. Say you had the opportunity to go one of these big companies, say like LinkedIn or Google or Box.org, and they were dealing with the issue of people not being able to socialize. How would you show the employees a way of having consistent results through a method that you know works because you're living it today? How would you be able to explain that?
I would invite them as a group of people to engage in something that I call respectful expression. So first,
What is respectful expression?
Respectful expression is having an attitude of full respect. It starts with accepting and respecting and being curiously interested in the person in the room with you. And when you're there and you recognize that there's things about them to admire and to learn from, and you enter in with them, then their differences from you become an opportunity to learn and grow and expand. When you're interested in another person by choice, they feel it, and then your full expression is invited, it's welcome, it's productive. And when people experience a conversation based on full respect and full expression, just as an experiment, they taste something that's so powerful that they want to enjoy it as a way of life.
Wow.
Us humans, we value authenticity and full expression. And yet so often it seems as though it's impossible or it's going to require too much of us. And so we tend to just settle for something less or walk away. I like to call coaching conversations that change everything. Someone once told me, and this is proven true, that the reason people need a coach is the same reason that you can't tickle yourself. I know, right? I didn't just tickle you either. So I can't tickle myself because I can't catch myself off guard. I know what's coming. And in life, we get caught up in our own thinking and seeing and ways of relating and in the circumstances going on. When an objective person listens deeply to us talk, they have the ability to create a surprise awareness that shifts our thinking. And when a shift in thinking takes place, it opens up possibilities that bring a person alive.
What it sounds like to me, Judy, is you're impacting people's lives.
Yes.
Okay. And from a business standpoint, I need to know, as well as my viewers need to know, how can you create a business strategy using your skills for a company to grow?
I have the tools and the passion, the training and the experience to walk into any relationship and connect with any human being and support them and encourage them to step into the environment that they're working and living in and create beauty from there. Everyone is looking for beauty. The strategy is relationship. The strategy for everything is people. Life is people. So whether it's a home situation or a work situation, a one-on-one or a team, I have a strategy for allowing people to experience something that will change the way that they work with others for the rest of their lives.
Truly amazing for what you just said. I need to know also, which is very important, for myself as well as the viewers, who have you worked with in the past?
I have worked with a variety of people. I have worked with young people and I've worked with older people.
Any particular companies?
No, I have not worked in any companies yet. I've worked with specific people who work in companies, but I haven't worked at a company level. I have done teamwork with people, but not inside of a corporation.
So are you interested in doing that?
Very interested. I would like to use the experience and wisdom that I've gained from my training and the passion that I have for people and coaching the most effectively I possibly can. So the larger the avenue that I can bring what I have to offer in, the more impact that my life can have. And that's what I'm about.
So how could the viewers contact you, or a company contact you, or an entrepreneur contact you to get the techniques that you have to offer?
You can reach me at judy@judybrower.com. My website is judybrower.com. I would love for you to visit me there. Send me an email. I'm on LinkedIn as Judy Brower, working with Inside Out Living, because I believe that life has to be lived from the inside out, which is another reason that I love coaching. If I tell you what to do, your learning is coming from the outside. And it may last for a little while and have a little bit of impact, But if you discover your learning, if you have an aha moment and a moment of clarity, that's something that's going to bring lasting change to your life because it comes out of experience.
Wow. I really like that.
Yeah.
Judy, I appreciate and I'm so grateful for you coming on the show.
Thanks,
Thank you
Terrence.
for having you on the show.
Thanks, Terrence, and thanks all of you viewers.
There you have it, the Close the Deal show. Once again, we're bringing on not only experts, but we're bringing on people to give you all clarity in the business world to understand how to develop relationships that will stay intact, long-lasting type of relationships. Whether you're in the marriage, whether you're in the workforce, or whether you're in the sports, you need to still be able to gain new tools to be able to strategize how you plan to be successful, how you plan to make the relationship work. Because our thinking alone can't just get us what we want. We always have to get some type of insight from somebody we admire or look up to. And today, I looked up to Judy. Why? Because she's a coach at understanding people effectively. So tune in Monday nights, Channel 29, Cable Comcast at 8:30. It's the Close the Deal show where we like to educate the people on new business strategies. So tune in.